The day that Ava needed life flight was a day that started out like so many others.
I was coming over to film her last run and I just heard a lady yell out, "Ava's had a fall." And so I started running and I called out, "Is she up?" And the lady said, "No, she's not up."
Everything sort of went from bad to worse.
She was lying on her side and got to her and big severe cut above her right eye, lots of blood, and she just said, "Mummy, my tummy really hurts."
I don't have one memory where I'm not riding a horse.
So her riding career started at a very young age, just sitting as a toddler.
Are you taking a video?
I was.
But limited experience actually with camp drafting.
Camp drafting is you got a few beasts in a yard and you have to cut one out so it doesn't go back into the mob. And then you call for your gate and you have 2 pegs and you have to go around into a figure of 8. I had my first clinic and then had a few more, and then this one just so happened to be the freak accident.
I watched a couple of runs. I didn't see the last one.
Everyone was ready to go home and I was like, I'll just give it one more go. Got in, the cow was giving me a lot of grief, got it out, got it up into the cutout. All I remember was calling for the gate and then waking up on the ground and blood was covering all of my face. The pain was so undescribable. I couldn't talk, couldn't breathe hardly.
And then she asked about her horse. Is the horse okay? I said, yes, the horse is fine.
The pain was all in my abdomen. It was spreading everywhere.
It was just in her eyes too. Uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
We're only 100 odd Ks away from Bundy, but we're still remote. Speed was important, and particularly in this case.
Ava kept saying she was really in a lot of pain, and I think that was what prompted thinking we need a chopper.
When we first got to Ava, she was in severe amounts of pain. Belly was really sore, suggestive of a surgical catastrophe going on in there. The decision-making tree at that point in time was really dichotomous, whether we go to a regional centre or whether we power down to Brisbane for subspecialty care. So I really pushed for her to go to QCH. Gina was more keen on a regional hospital close to home. I just said, well, if it's my daughter, I would want to fly down to Brisbane.
I said, let's go to Brisbane. It was a very quick transportation from where we were to where we had to be. I think it probably would have taken us the same amount of time in an ambulance to go to Bundaberg.
When I was going around the first peg, the beast cut in front of my horse and my horse tripped. I went straight into the metal fence and my horse fell on top of me, and then when she got up, the spectators said that she trampled all of my stomach area.
She had a perforated gallbladder, a cut in the liver as well, with a pancreatic injury, on top of which a lot of her bowels were ischemic and damaged as well, with one of them being a full tear. And also had a tear in her actual great vessel coming down the center of her tummy, which is the aorta, a traumatic aortic dissection. It's not something that we see very often.
It was really crucial that they got Ava into the chopper. We didn't know any more a little bump with just the tear of the aorta. It could have been just a little bit more of a tear and she would have bled out.
When I got into the operation, they had no idea what they were going to do. They had to take out was half of my stomach,
Gallbladder, the duodenum,
half of my pancreas,
bit of the small intestine.
Surgeons I had actually said they'd never done a surgery, anything like that.
I finally got there and got up to her room and I got into ICU there and seeing Ava, and then just brought me to tears because of the pain she was in, and it was like just the wave of it.
Recovery has been very, very long and so tiring and emotional. I had to learn to walk again, breathe again, but I'm glad it was me because then I don't want anyone else to go through that.
Really just so proud of Ava, what she's gone through and how she's been through all those ups and downs.
But there's a rule, when you ride a horse, you fall off, you get straight back on. I was 100% getting back on that horse. What Life Flight did for me was unexplainable. They saved my life, they saved my family. Without them, I definitely wouldn't be here today. Meeting the crew again today was so amazing. To say thank you for everything they'd done for me, and just to be in the midst of it all and held in my recovery journey, I just wanted to say thank you.
We don't always get to follow up our patients. We see them for a tiny amount of time, which is the most horrific, tragic time. But we don't ever get to see them standing up, walking, greeting you, hugging you, saying thank you. I think that's a real honor, a privilege to do that, because that recenters our focus that, we do this for a reason. What I hope to achieve every single time I see a patient, I can give them the comfort and just be transparent and just help them the best I can.
I'm very, very grateful to Lifeline and the crew, because they're very dedicated, and you could just see that just when I was watching them and observing them around Ava, and it's almost like they were doing it for their own children. You just know the dedication is there, 100%.